Chemistry, Class 8, Chapter 4, Atomic Structure, Part 5, Electronic Configuration and Combining Capacity of Atoms by Zainab Bahari.
Hello dear students, welcome to the Class 8 Chemistry. Today we are going to discuss about arrangement of electrons around the nucleus. That is, we call it as electronic configuration. There are different theories to explain about configuration of electrons. At the basic level, we have to study the Bohr-Berry scheme of electronic configuration. Let us see what it is. So, in the last period, we have discussed about the structure of atom. Atom is consisting of nucleus at the center with the positively charged proton and uncharged neutron. And electrons are moving in the empty space around the nucleus in the fixed path. We call this as shell, orbit or energy level. We also have studied there are the different energy levels with the different capacity to accommodate electrons. The first shell is known as K shell, which is the closest to nucleus, and it has lowest amount of energy. The next to this is L shell, which is the second shell. Next is M shell, third shell. N shell, which is the fourth shell, and so on. Here, if you will observe, the N shell is farthest. As it is farthest from the nucleus, has highest amount of energy. Now, what is Bohr-Berry scheme? According to Bohr-Berry scheme, electrons are distributed or accommodated within this shell by the formula 2n square. Here, n is nothing but the number of shell. Now students, let us see how the electrons are configured based on the Bohr-Berry scheme formula. Let us consider the first shell, K shell. As the value of n is 1, we can substitute the values in formula. So it will be 2n square means 2 into 1 square. That is 2 into 1 equal to 2. Hence we say that capacity of K shell to accommodate electron is 2. The second shell is L shell. Since here in the formula value of n is 2, means 2 into 2 square equal to 2 into 4, that is 8. So capacity of L shell to accommodate electron is 8. Third shell, that is M shell. Here in the formula value of M is 3. So 2 into 3 square equal to 2 into 9, that is 18. So capacity of M shell is to hold 18 electron. The next shell, that is the fourth shell, N shell. Value of N is 4. So 2 into 4 square, that is 2 into 16 equal to 32. Hence we say capacity of N shell is 32 electrons to hold within. Dear friends, beside this, we also have to keep in consideration of capacity of elements to form duplet and octet. From this discussion, we can say that maximum amount of electrons which can be held by shells as K shell 2 electrons, L shell 8 electrons, M shell 18 electrons and N shell 32 electrons. However, the outermost shell of electrically neutral atom cannot hold more than 8 electrons. If it is second, third, fourth or fifth onward shells. And this is called as octet rule. Means the ability of L, M and N shell is to hold only 8 electrons. Maximum these shell can hold only 8 electrons. Not more than that. Here I am giving you one chart which will help you to learn the configuration of electrons within the shells of atom.
Let us learn concept of valence shell, valence electrons and valency. Valence shell. The outermost shell of an atom is known as valence shell or valence orbit. Valence electrons. The electrons present in the valence shell of an atom are called valence electrons. The number of valence electrons varies from 1 to 8 for the atoms of different elements, and the valence electrons of an atom determine the valency of that element. The valency of an element is combining capacity of an atom of an element with atoms of the other elements to form molecules. Dear students, atoms combine to form molecules in order to attain chemical stability by gaining or losing or sharing electrons. Now we will study why do atoms combine to form molecules. Atoms of elements unite with the other atoms of elements to form molecules in order to attain chemical stability and complete their valence shell. To form octet by achieving electronic configuration of neon or argon, or duplet in case of first shell is valence shell like that of helium. Dear students, atoms of metals lose either 1 or 2 or 3 electrons to obtain stability by forming duplet or octet. On losing their electrons, they become positively charged ions. On the other hand, atoms of non-metals gain 1 or 2 or 3 electrons to obtain stability by forming either duplet or octet. On gaining electrons, they become negatively charged ions. While in some cases, atoms neither gain or lose electrons. Instead, they share 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 electrons to obtain stability by forming duplet or octet. Like carbon. Carbon has 4 electrons in its valence shell. It combines with the 4 individual hydrogen atoms. Hydrogen atoms achieves duplet and carbon achieves octet to form the molecule of methane. This way both elements become chemically stable. Now let us observe how do atoms combine to form molecules. Here we take an example of formation of sodium chloride molecule by ion formation. When sodium atom loses one electron, it becomes positively charged cation, and chlorine on gaining one electron becomes negatively charged anion. This way oppositely charged ions combines to form molecule of sodium chloride, which is chemically very stable. This way unstable atoms of elements try to achieve nearest inert element configuration like helium, neon and argon. Here you can see few more examples of combination of atoms to form molecules. Water molecule is formed by the sharing of electrons between oxygen and two hydrogen atoms. Oxygen shares 2 electrons to each of hydrogen atom and both hydrogen atoms share one electron with oxygen. The valency of an element or radical is also defined as the number of hydrogen atoms that will combine with or displace one atom of that of element or radical. For example, in the formation of hydrogen chloride, hydrogen sulfide, hydrogen sulfate or hydrogen nitrate. Now let us discuss concept of variable valency. Some elements exhibit more than one valency is called as variable valency. For example, metals like lead, tin, copper, mercury, iron, etc. In the case of metals exhibiting variable valency, we represent the lower valency by adding the suffix OUS, that is us, to the name of that metal, and to represent the higher valency, the suffix IC, that is IC, to the name of that metal. In the modern method, the variable valency of element is represented by Roman numbers like 1, 2 or 3. We represent non-metals with the numbers of other types of atoms which are attached to it to represent variable valency. For example, phosphorus trichloride or phosphorus pentachloride. At last, we will see the concept of radicals. A radical is an atom of element or a group of elements that behave as a single unit with positive or negative charge on it. Let us see few examples of positively charged radicals as well as negatively charged radicals. Always remember, positively charged radicals are called as basic radicals, while negatively charged radicals are called as acidic radicals. Radical sulfate, which has negative 2 valency. Sulfur atom shares its electrons with oxygen atoms to form a radical sulfate. Ammonium radical has the valency +1 with 1 extra hydrogen. Nitrate molecule consists of nitrogen with 3 oxygen with -1 valency. Nitrite with the -1 valency. Bicarbonate radical has -1 valency. Radical of hydroxide has -1 valency. Carbonate radical has -2 valency. Phosphate radical has -3 valency. Acetate radical has -1 valency. Dichromate radical has -2 valency. Dear students, I hope you learned this lesson well. Write exercise from the text and revise all the concepts.